Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone keeping? Welcome, Saturday evening. I hope you are all comfortable. Sit comfortably, because I've just been looking through Lisa's list and you're in for a brilliant night of it. But it's really, really funny because it's kind of like almost the direct rivals to Roy's list of last night. So where Roy had one band, Lisa has like an equivalent band now. So it's going to be really, really good. So we're going to leave you, the audience, to be the judge of it because I'm not getting involved at all. But two really, really good lists. Michelle's list last night was fantastic. And Chris's list tonight will be fantastic as well. Michelle, of course, being Roy's other half, and Chris, of course, being Lisa's other half. But it will be still a great night of music. So let's have a very, very quick look at who all we have got on this evening. I've already missed loads. Jim Kramer says hi from Glenavy. Alan Finley's on. Alan Potters is on. Lindsay Dunbar and Donica D. William Smith is watching. Billy and Margaret Gilmore. Caroline Hughes. Norris and Louis Meehan. Davy Logan. Sylvia Slane. Brian Goody. Robert Goldsmith. Thanks for your message, Robert. I'm going to try and get him blocked. I was trying to do it and start you in there. Robert Kofi from Lowestoft. Alan Potters from Lisbon, Harry MacArthur from Glasgow. Hiya, Harry. I suppose you can't afford to go out tonight at all, even if things were open because of all the presents you had to buy yesterday. Eileen Wilson in Lisburn, Edward Fellows, Karina and Ray McHugh, Gavin Haslett, Derek Balfour in Bellshill, Alan Potters, Big Gibbers is watching. Welcome. William Riddle in Thornley Bank. Joshua Morris is in. Good evening, Joshua. Mary McKee's on as well. Mark McCracken in Birmingham. Graham Smith, brilliant sounding band there. It was, of course, White Rock. I was bouncing on my seat there. I just love them. Roberta and Eddie Baird are watching, as is Ronnie, and I'm sure Anne is with you. Or is she in another device, Ronnie, watching something like The Masked Singer or something stupid like that? Gillian Johnson's watching in Derby. Donald Lee from Livingston. Jennifer McAllister from Craigenee. Lovely to see you in, Jennifer. Philip Shilladay is on. Brian Goody says it's bound to be good if Lisa is picking. And Lisa says, evening, everyone. Hopefully you enjoy the show. I'm sure they will, Lisa. I have no doubt about it. Because first up on your list, Roy last night played Pride of the Main in this position. Oh, hold on. I'm losing a few takes here. But tonight you have chosen the wonderful Ballykeel. This is them from Shanklestar Battle of the Bands in 2013. Enjoy, everyone. Great start, Lisa. I can see a few ones saying Lisa one up already. And as Lisa quite rightly says, it's only a bit of banter. Roy and Lisa and myself are never rivals, or Neil or any of the guys. It is just a bit of crack and a bit of banter between us. We never fall out. And even football, we slag and we get on at a rate, and Roy's bad sense of directions, we slag and we get on a rate, but we don't actually fall out. So don't ever think we're taking it serious, folks, because Roy knows who the best team are. We just agreed last night. He's not playing good more football.
Can I just say one thing? It just happens to be the ones from one side of Kilkeel that they're going against and saying it's one up already and everything else. Just because I didn't play their band last night.
Well, they might be premature. We'll have to see whether Lisa has played their band tonight or not. It's only a bit of banter, folks, honestly. It's not serious at all. And Lisa and Roy work very, very closely together. So do you know what I've had to resort to doing? To taking screenshots of the messages so that I don't miss any, because I hate missing your messages. Jackie Mullen says hello. Nicola McElravy says, hi, everyone. Happy birthday, Muriel. Hope that Valerie has you spoiled rotten today. She has indeed. Of course she has. And my mum also asked me to on. There was loads of ones from the forum who wished her happy birthday for today. It's her 75th birthday. So thank you all very much for
Stop the clock. There's no way she's 75. She doesn't look a day over 25.
Oh, you're such a smoothie.
See, the first time I saw you, I actually thought you were her mother.
Dear. Raymond Putton is watching in Pollock. Gary, Brianna, and Alan Potters are watching. Derek Belfort, Ian Campbell, Cindy McGill. I have to go to the next screenshot. John Dowling, Keith McInerney, Cheryl, Gary Sloan from Newton Ards, Helen Eileen Lennox and Coleraine, Stephen McKinney in the tune. Morris Wark is on as well. China is banned again. He can't post.
I was just about to say, I just got a message from him saying he's banned again.
Amy and Denise are watching a Coke. Hiya, Clive Kenning. How are you? Trevor William Monica's watching. Mervyn Scott in Crumlin. Richard McNeil in Preston Pans. Fred Deacon from Carrickfergus, Linda and Fred, actually. Byron Goody said, happy birthday, Muriel. And she thanked you later on. William Callahan, Andrew Boyle, Jennifer Ferris there, and Donica D. Of course, my mum's watching. And my dad. Hopefully you're still watching, Dad. Elizabeth Graham from Kilkeel, Stephen Campbell from Glasgow, Teal Sinclair in Canterbury, Jean Kerr in Ballymallard, Geraldine Stewart's watching, as well as Irvin McCabe. Welcome to you both. Derek Balfour says, Mon the Bells Hill Loyal. Eddie Torney is watching. John Simpson in Londonderry. Albert Harkness is also watching. Hope you're keeping well, Albert. Elaine Tucker in Lisburn. Billy and Irene Sheen are watching. Margaret Glover in Largs, Ayrshire. Cindy McGill in Hollywood. Alan Gallagher says hi to Ronnie, just in case you haven't seen it, Ronnie. Elaine Wirt is in Ayrshire. William Fenton says he's all set for another good night of music. Thomas Wallace says hi to everyone, as does Alan. Sorry, the wee text is over your surname, Alan. I can't see it. John Hewitt says he's watching from Liverpool. Good evening, all. Looking forward to another great night. Let's see what Lisa's picked. Let's see, indeed. So next up on Lisa's list here is Pride of the Hill of Friend.
And Lisa, is this a very late change? From the original, from what you had on your list last night, this morning, this afternoon, right up until about 7:30 this evening.
He's so twisted and evil, Lisa. He actually screenshotted your list last night. That's how bad he is. So this is Pride of the Hill, Rathfriland, playing at Lambeg Orange and Blues Parade in 2018. Is that us back, Roy?
There was people saying you were very low and the volume was low, so I was just trying to double check through different devices what the volume is like, so that's why you were still hearing the music.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Wasn't too sure. I'm losing loads and loads of texts here, so I'm going to try and get through a few more of them. John Peel Flimby is watching. I don't know whether that's you're in Flimby or not. Muriel wants to know, am I still taking your comments as fun, Roy, after your comments about me being the mother and her being the daughter? Dylan McKelvey is watching as well. Guy Tennant says, happy wedding anniversary to Big Bailey. Anne Heinman said that, yes, she is there. She's
No, Valerie has inadvertently muted herself. I just heard her hit the mic, and now it's not. No, still not back. Try the mute button again, unmute it.
How's that?
There, that's better.
I don't know how I did that. I was nowhere near the mouse. Oh my goodness, nowhere near the mouse. Let me see. Yeah, a few people saying there that my volume was low. You just want to keep me quiet. That's it. I know fine, Riley. Glenn Miller thought that was a very tidy uniform there on Pride of the Hill.
I don't think anybody could do that. Your mother's tried for 75 years and failed.
I haven't been alive for 75 years.
And the rest.
Is watching from Stonehouse. Well, Stonehouse, welcome, Adam. Davy Logan says, nice uniform there. Roy, I'm not going into. We promised last night we wouldn't do any football stuff, so I'm not talking about the football shirts and all that kind of stuff. Derek Balfour said that was a sharp drum corps. Alan Putz wants to know any tunes from Pride of Montmore. You're just going to have to wait as we go through Lisa's list. Hopefully that volume is a wee bit better for you now. Steve McKinney says, brilliant band, great timing. Malcolm Orford is in Antrim watching. Brian Reid is watching. Neil Mulwiney says, oh, that's a tiny wee band. I don't think so, Dave. John Peoples is watching. Leslie Ann Harvey, Carl Dixon, Denise Gordon, Timmy Taylor, Eddie Torney. Our only rivals are the followers of Rangers. What time are they on at? Brian Goody says, small, but what a sound. Brilliant there. Thought there was 25 to 30 flitters. Great sound. Billy McDonald is back for more. Apparently I've got an echo. Have I got an echo now? Still getting an echo. Hi, David Gibson. Love the tunes Roy picked last night, he says. Oh, my goodness. That's fighting talk. That's fighting talk, what that is. Let me see if I've got any more there that... somebody suggested Roy take off his shirt, and he says he doesn't think the show is ready for his bare chest. You are totally right. We are not ready from that. Graham Kay is watching as well. Mr. Kenny. Fred Young's in there from Lisburn. Richard McNeil, Ruth Watson. Oh my goodness. I think I've got caught up in the messages. I know I've definitely missed some, and I do apologize if I have missed yours. So if you commented in and I haven't given you a shout out yet, do comment in and I will do my very best to do it. My difficulty is that as more text comes in, Facebook scoots them up the screen, and then once they go off the top of the screen, I can't see them any longer, and there's usually far too many coming in for me to keep up with. So good to see a bit of bands on a Saturday night, says Scott White. Mike Kyle's watching an Isle of Man. Derek Balfour says he can't wait to walk the streets again. You are right, Derek, but I think we may all reconcile ourselves to the fact that it won't be very, very active this year again either. I'd say it'll probably be the same as last year. Local areas, walking the night, your own parade and your own and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? It'll get us through, and we will be back bigger and better next time. Now, the worst thing about not being on parade is not being able to see these guys. I know that they are a huge fans in Dee and Amy up there in Coke. So you have scored a great big tick with the two ladies, Lisa, tonight for this next pick. It is the Regimental Band playing at the Squeakseamer Parade, which is always the same as their own parade in 2019. This will be a cracker clip, and I haven't even seen it. Amy and Denise said that Lisa has won. That's it. Outright. She said she knew that Amy or Lisa would pick them tonight. So all you had to do last night, Roy, was pick UVF Regimental, and you'd have won in Lisa or Amy and Denise's eyes. Oh my goodness. Mike Kyle is watching for the Isle of Man. Welcome. Brian McNeil is in Bangor. Jason Moore says it's good to see some Blood and Thunder bands. It absolutely is. Kenny wants to know, is there any accordion bands tonight? Of course, there always will be accordion bands on here, Kenny, even if I have to buck the trend to make sure that we get them in. Eddie Torney says free the Ace Belfast one, referring, of course, to Mr. China, who is banned once again. What did you do or post this time? I didn't think you'd posted anything too bad. Kenny McClintock, Ronnie wants to know, are you watching in new buildings? Derek Balfour says he'll walk with my flute and my Ian Hoos till then. Quite right, Derek. Sonia is watching tonight. Could you I'm guessing that's a request from East Belfast Protestant Boys, because you obviously can't be in East Belfast Protestant Boys, Sonia. But they were on last night. You missed them last night. If you want to watch them again, go onto the YouTube channel or the Facebook page and you'll see last night's recording. Raymond Hutton, top drawer band. Stephen Feely, outstanding. Ian Nicholson, Jackie Mullen, both say brilliant.
I've been reliably told this is Valerie. I was reliably told that was you, so I thought
that was Adamson sent it to you, because I seen it and I got looking at it, but I didn't comment back again because I just hadn't the chance. So I know who was responsible for that one, Tad. That is not me. I can safely tell you that is not me. Getting back to the regimental, great band to march behind, says Trevor Murphy, class act. Caroline Stirrup says they're brilliant. Jimmy Graham, excellent marching band. Glenn Miller says the mic on the camera is shocking. Ooh, technical critique there, Glenn. My goodness. I see you succumb to the pressure to release the Laurie Johnston podcast a day early. It'll be brilliant, I'm sure. Lisa says the regimental band never has a bad clip. You are totally right there. There is them and Greengar's Thistle, and I've never seen either of them having a bad clip, regardless of how big the band is or how small the band is. I want to shout out to Jeffrey Edgar, who is watching there in Happy Hill in Coleraine. Andrew Mitchell is also in Enniskillen. He says, good picks so far. There you go, Lisa. We're doing well. Let's see how the next clip goes down with everyone. This is Clough-Fern Young Conquered playing in Pride of Ballymacash Parade in 2013. Playing, I believe, Scarborough Fair. Scarborough Fair works for me in the flute. What did you guys think? No disrespect to the band or to their playing or anything like that, because that was absolutely fine. But I'm not sure the tune itself works. There's just some tunes work, some tunes don't. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe it's... No, I think it's too low in places. But anyway, my opinion doesn't really matter. Sure it doesn't, as long as they enjoy it. Marshall Thomas is watching in the Isle of Man. Brian Jones wants to know if there's any South Down Newry. Lisa's already given the game away, but just stay tuned. Eddie Doherty says, what to know? What about a melody night? Now, you see, that's not fair. We've always said that the show has to please everyone, and not everyone likes melody, not everyone likes accordion, not everyone likes blood and thunder, not everybody likes silver, and not everybody likes pipe. But we try and just have something in there just to please everybody, because...
although in March we could be doing something different.
Well, we're still going to try and fit in a few little non-piece pieces. Ivan Campbell is watching. Ruth Watson says it is really quiet without China. I know it's hard to say that something's quiet when it's only someone commenting on a list of comments. It's crazy. Alan Finney loved that one. So you like the Scarborough Fair on? I'm not sure. Not sure. Brilliant Roy says, Hans, that wee puppet was just missing the glasses. I'm going to have to wear the glasses to read. So I don't have to wear the glasses the rest of the time. Derek Balfour wants to know, any East Belfast Proddy Boys or Shankill Proddy Boys tonight? The reason we haven't them on tonight, Derek, is because Roy played them last night, I'm afraid. Look, McCall wants to know, is there any Black Skull, Orange and Blue? I'm not sure. Look, we'll have to look down this list here and see. Jimmy Graham says, you're in the wind-up, Roy. Isn't he? Always, Jimmy, always. Charlie Atkinson is...
Me wind up? I would never wind anybody up.
Never. There's
up the MYD.
Ken Miller says that Scarborough Fair is a wee mild tune. No, still not liking it. Even Proud of Mile played it. Marshall Thompson, who is in Isle of Man, if I think I remember correctly, says his lockdown is lifted tomorrow night, but the border is still closed. He would love a parade here. And Roy Fisher, who is watching from sunny Southern California, says that all's back to normal there. Wow, so all your restrictions are lifted and everything's back to normal. Thank goodness. Barry Thompson is watching. Barry, of course, got 5 out of 5 on our quiz last night. Miriam, along with Jason and Eddie, who they are on my list. Look, I have the list writ for who to send this. Look, you can just see it. Go to get
you might get your CD by 2025 if you're lucky.
No, I'm going to do my best. I just haven't a minute at the minute. Things are hectic. 3 nights this week. I worked till after 7:30, nearly 8 o'clock. Caroline Stirrup says that was class. David Sheridan enjoyed that wee set there from CYC. Keith says that the Miller Memorial used to parade in Douglas Isle of Man on the 13th of July back in the 60s and 70s with the orange. Did they used to have parades over there? Oh, cool. Dave Verdon says this is Scouse Bear watching from Spain. Are you on holidays in Spain or are you living in Spain? And do you take part in the Benidorm 12th? I don't know. Ken thought that was a great tune. You see, look, we're all worked for Proud of the Mile, different register. Glenn says, well, that might make a difference. Yes, indeed. Jack McNeil is watching in Larne. Eddie Tony says we have a Blood and Thunder night. We had one Blood and Thunder night, Eddie, that I landed it on Roy because I wasn't well. So that was the only reason that we're getting John Mund wants to know, can you play any Lark Hill Purple Blues? If they're not on tonight, if your band, tell Eddie I'll fill that CD he wants. I have no idea what that means. That's for China, by the way. If your band isn't on tonight, keep a watch during the week, because what I'm going to do is going to put up a post. Next weekend is viewer request weekend. There will be the first 50 band names received on that post. Don't send me private messages. Don't send me instant messages. Don't send me pigeon post. Don't use a seance to contact me or anything like that there. It must be on that comment, all right? So keep a wee eye for it coming out. And then the first 50 bands...
I was just getting the Ouija board out.
A Ouija board. No. I know I may be zombie looking like at times, but no, you can't contact me that way. Annabelle Kinnear says, hi all from Windsor Park. Ballynahinch Protestant Boys wants Danielle Lewis. Christina Martin want about Chris Watson Memorial. My goodness. We really need to, Joshua, we really need to get this Roy converted. This is not funny any longer. Obviously, you're slagging about MYD and Pineapple and Ram. I couldn't remember the name there. Right. Sorry, Joy and Joshua.
That other wee insignificant band from Kilkeel that you couldn't remember the name.
Rainfart, that's all it was. Terry Monroe wants to know, could we have a shout out to Guy Tennant, who is on the running machine at running a 5K tonight for the 55 flyover Ibrox? Well done. Absolutely well done. Now, need a little bit of accordion. So Kenny Dummigan, you were asking for a little bit of accordion, and I reassured you there always would be. So this is, I believe people were asking for it last night as well, actually. Leganani Accordion Band. This is them playing at the UDR Memorial Parade, the start of last year. Do you remember that time when we used to be able to parade? Brilliant there. As Lisa says, two really good, strong bands in the Rathfriland district themselves. And where's her text? I've lost her text. Ardar. I was scrolled. I read it and then it went up the screen, so I had to scroll back for the screen looking for it. Absolutely brilliant. No category, Lisa. Yes, Lisa's picking the tunes this evening, so they're all picked in advance because we try to keep the technical errors down, but it doesn't always work.
Except when she changes them.
Huh?
All picked in advance except when she changes them.
You leave Lisa alone. She's doing a great job. Absolutely great job. So she is. Derek Balfour wants to know, back in the day, about any Sons of Ulster Glasgow. Did we not have them on last weekend? I'm almost sure we had them on last weekend, Derek. So there you go. Danielle Lewis enjoyed the Castledurg or the Clough-Finn Young Conkers. Pride of the Mile, we have had them on as well before. Tommy Chicky Robertson is listening in, and Les Mahago, I hope I said that right. Gavin Haslett says he played Scarborough Fair in the Ulster Hall at the Festival of Bands with East Bank Protestant Boys. Went down well. Maybe it was just the key it was played in. It just sounded a wee iron too low for me. Craig Curry says evening. Hiya, Craig. Hope you're keeping well. Stephen Dummigan is watching from Newton Abbey. He wants a big shout out for the Rathcool Billy Boys flip band. Indeed, we can. Saul Mercury wants to know, is there a category for tonight? Just so I don't say something stupid and ask for daft questions. It's absolutely fine, Saul. If you do want a band played on the show next weekend is our viewers' choice. Normally we have guests who come along and request tunes or pick the tunes for the evening. So tonight is Lisa's picking. Someday we will get Lisa on camera with us, and then you can slag her in person. But for tonight, she's in the background there commenting away.
I am looking forward to see which clip Lisa has picked tonight that's got a conductor with a short skirt on.
Lisa and I don't look for conductors with short skirts. We look for them with nice wrists, shall we say. Well, maybe not just wrists, around the area of the wrist, something like that. No, if you want your band played or a band that you would like to see, keep an eye during the week on the forum page for the post where I'll ask for your requests, and the first 50 bands that I get will be the first 50 bands that will be on the first bands on the show next weekend. So it'll be 25 Friday, 25 Saturday. So keep an eye for that, because that's all I'm going for. If you ask for 4 different bands, only one of them are going to be played, and the first one, okay? Joy Collins says, Valerie, now you're letting us down too. You can't remember Ballinran, the best band's name. I'm so sorry. I knew that you were going to say that. It was just, I took a brain fart. That's all it was, brain fart. Derek Belfer says, fair play to accordion players. It must be harder than a flute. Chest expanders, I believe you called up, Derek. The Hallions on here normally call them diddy nippers. And they don't do either of the two, because there's always a wee protective pad in there. I should know. Glenn Miller loves the way accordion bands, but high tension drums just don't sound right there for me. I'm not a fan of high tension drums with accordions myself. In fact, there's a lot of flute bands that I think would sound much, much better with low tension drums. But listen, that's the whole thing about the band scene, that everybody has different opinions, and everybody has, like their own choice and their own band. It's what the band wants like to do. Kenny, has any band tried the drums at the front? Is that the accordion bands for drums at the front? Yes, there have been a few. I personally think that drums are better at the back of accordion band than the front. But Eddie Johnny says the drums are fine. It's the accordions are the problem. My goodness. Now, back to the Blood and Thunder. So last night, Roy had Castledurg Young Loyalists. So tonight, Lisa has got Pride of the Derg. This is them playing on the 11th night in Castledurg itself in 2019. Clip's gone off. He says, so I'll read a few. We see technical hitches, and we had that one prepared already. Brian says that accordions are quite a bit harder to throw in the pocket at the end of a parade. You are quite right, Brian. They definitely are. I have a broken back from carting them about for years. Robert Burton says, hi, everyone from Cambuslang. Margaret is watching in Londonderry. Saul says, love this. Mix of Saturday night. Glad you're enjoying it. Neil, all 5 accordion bands in East Belfast have their drums at the front, since Brian Giddy. Glenn Miller says, and to keep it clean, Val, nice wrists. Yes, of course. It's just the wrists we're talking about. So we've got up now. All right, good to go. Got thumbs up there from Roy. This is Pride of the Derg, 11th night, Castledurg, 2019. Ryan McGinnis is nearly as bad as me. He's putting Pride of the Derg off the road. He says he thought they'd fold it. I don't think so, Ryan. That's 2019, the 11th night. So I don't believe they have. So you're just starting a malicious rumor the way that I normally do. I've put several bands off the road now, unintentionally, not meant to, but just before. Brian Goody said it before, you can't sing along when playing the flute. I can't sing along when playing the accordion either, Brian, so there's not much difference for me there. Alan Finlay says the conductor with short skirt clip last night was the best of the weekend. But it's okay, ladies. Lisa has pipe men in kilts this evening in a pipe band, so we're going to be okay.
I had pipe men in kilts last night too.
What I know, are they true Scotsmen?
As they say in a film, put your hand up and see.
Oh, I usually asked. I'm sure pipe band men are fed up with women asked on that. Let's face it. Ronnie says Lisa should sing a song, for Lisa is a great singer. He heard her in Belfast. Unfortunately, it's a different Lisa, but we could still try and get her on to sing a song. You game for that, Lisa? What do you think? That's China getting a look in for next week. Steve McKinney says we need to see Drummer Hagel's Simply the Best from the tune. Put them on the list when you get the list up. James Ramsey says play Hellhaven Flute Band from Knockgall. Again, keep an eye for the list coming up. Davy Logan is keeping the end up there for China because he's banned once again. And he said, we dolls.
I wonder if I could quickly make 50 Facebook accounts and just fill the list.
No,
There's 50 different names and 50 different Blood and Thunder bands.
You can't. Absolutely not.
Well,
now, one of my favorite genres, second, of course, only to the accordions. Would I put them above or below melody? I don't know. I think I would go above melody just because of the
above or below Ballyrasheen.
Oh, below, definitely. Everybody's below Ballyrasheen. It's as simple as that. If Lisa wanted to win Barney points with me, Ballyrasheen will be on the list. Ballyrasheen's not on the list. Lisa doesn't care, basically. Lisa, I'm devastated, absolutely devastated. That's all I can say. This is Tempo Silver Band playing at their own parade in 2014. Eddie wants to know, could we all chip in together and buy that lady a hat? Oh, you must. Maybe it was a blowy night, Eddie. It's maybe halfway up the road somewhere. Maybe she's only a newbie in the band.
Twice she's been on parade without a hat, though. That's twice she's been on parade without the hat.
Maybe 2 clips for the same night.
Don't know, but she's still on. That's two nights you're showing her without the hat.
Glenn says he's going to mention that, but he's been critical enough. He's been critical already tonight. Yes, you're only allowed 1 critical comment per night. You're rationed. And Ruth Watson, you've had your critical comment for the entire year. She says, I must be the only person that loves Balrasheen. That is totally untrue. Even China loves Balrasheen, which says everything. That put him in my good books. He is now out of the black book permanently. East Belfast will be played every night from now on, just for saying that. Yvonne Johnson says that she knows how he feels because she's just off a month-long ban, all because I called a scammer a bad name. Derek wants to know who the wee guy in the corner. Here's me in the corner. What was he called? Was it REM? Losing my religion. You know the way whenever Waynes are bad, Derek, that you like tell them off and put them in the naughty step. That's the equivalent of the naughty step on the virtual ban.
Well, that's why you're there now.
He's always.
That's why you're in the corner now. Naughty step.
Jason Mahan says you're the king of the fairies.
Something like that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Lisbon Young Defenders are suing me. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I have put them off more times than enough. What are you doing? You're bad, man. You are.
Get back. It's putting you in the corner.
Get back into that corner. Fred Young says he's got a great idea for a good band next week. Keep watching, Fred, and get your suggestion in really, really quickly. King of the Fairies. Reggie, I told Linda to let him stay up tonight. I don't know what's going on there. Are you in bed early, Reggie, or something? Where is Tilly? Tilly, of course, everyone, is the dog. So where is Tilly? That's what I'm wanting to question. Hello, Valerie Roy. Can you play Moss Side accordion some night? And a shout out, please, to Kyle Wallace, Connor O'Malley, Daniel Brush, Basil Brush up the Moss Siders. I have this odd feeling you're taking the piss in some way, Mark, but I'm not 100% sure how yet. Tempo Silver sounding well, as always. Stephen is going to start up a GoFundMe page for a hat. The hat is like turning out with the wrong coloured socks on. Got to keep up the high standards. Very good.
I just
so
don't understand people who wear black shoes, black trousers, but white socks. I just don't get that. I know it used to be the
late 80s, early 90s. That every band had it. I
don't remember those days because I'm too young to remember those. But
you were in the army in those years. That's why you don't remember the bands doing it. This is Lisa's rival to Kilclunny Volunteers in your place last night. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. This is from Derg Loyalists playing in Scarva 2014. as Ruth said there in the comments, you can't beat a bit of Drumderg. Huge band on parade there, absolutely huge. And that's at Scarva in 2014. I'm curious to know, and it's not a numbers thing, because I don't believe that numbers is what makes a good band. It's harder to play actually with a very, very big band than it is with a smaller band. But who would be the biggest band in the province in terms of numbers? Drumderg definitely have to be up there. Conclunny, well, I don't know, are they still up there? They used to be massive. East Belfast, obviously, Shankill Protestant Boys. There's some big, big bands out there. But then the other downside to that there is people leaving smaller local bands and traveling to join a big band just because they are a big band. It's the wrong point of doing that. So it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But I'm just curious, and it's not a competition thing, it's not a rivalry thing or anything like that. I'm just wondering, they're probably all muchness, aren't they? Glenn Miller says that Drumderg have to send their tunes to the front of the band by smoke signal. I'm sure they probably do. It probably takes about 5 minutes to walk from the front of the band to the back. Absolutely massive there. Unreal, says Nicola McElravy. Roy Walker, that was Drumderg loyalists from Kitty. Absolutely brilliant. Some size of a band. Robert Goldsmith says if there was no wee dolls, there would be no wee boys. You are quite right, Robert. He can't cope without us. Absolutely not. Ken and Eddie say that would definitely be SPB. Dunamoney's another one. Dunamoney are huge. Dunamoney are huge as well. Derek Von Gardner thinks it would be Drumderg. David Sheridan thinks Shankill Protestant Boys. I suppose, when do you ever see them all out on the one time? Probably the only day you ever would see them out on the one day. Would it be the 12th? Sometimes not even, but would be the 12th. Natasha Laverty says, support the local bands to where you live. You're quite right, Natasha, which is why I am still campaigning X number of years later for Balrasheen to get girls, like girls in the band. Haven't got it yet, but I'm keeping going. Now, last night, who did you pick last night, Roy?
For the next one up, Dykehead, because this was the one with the this was the one was the really good conductor.
Oh yes. Lisa, have we any short skirts on display in this one? This is Glasgow Amateur Flute Band playing Die Kameraden, which is, of course, Old Comrades. Excellent there from Glasgow Amateurs. And of course, you guys don't let me off with nothing. The minute I muted my mic, I went, Die Kameraden is not Old Comrades. It's Alt Kameraden is Old Comrades. So that was, of course, an Alex Abbott original. Very, very good. Played, of course, as Joshua reminds us, on Ballinran's new CD. But you don't let me slip up in the slightest, you guys. You definitely don't. Absolutely. Keith McInerney says he played that in Ravenhill at the correct tempo. Was that too fast or too slow, Keith? It's not one that I've heard before, to be honest. Penny Johnson liked it. She's given it 2 claps. Very, very good. Jerry Gardner wants to know, where does Glasgow Amateurs come from in Glasgow? And apparently, I saw someone had answered that. They practice in Lawrence Street School. So hopefully that lets you know where that is. Gavin says the 2 Portadown flute bands are massive when all their old boys are out. But that's not really the regular band. This is just a regular band. Craig Curry says with a full band out by Memorial Flute Band, Oma are big. Yeah, well, again, we're talking about size, and I am not a great believer. Size doesn't matter. It's what you do with it. And to be honest, the hardest parade that I ever did was one time in Dunloy when we walked with, I think it was 46 or 47 accordions, and you couldn't hear the bass drum, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible, not good at all. I preferred a smaller, tighter unit when you know that there's no passengers. Big bands don't always, too many passengers in a big band, for sure. Great tune set, but Roy had a video at least. Glenn wants to know, is the pick on the video the bottom of the conductor's skirt? If it is, I can tell you now already, it's much more material than was in the conductor's skirt last night, because it was short. Morris Work says some big bands split if there's 2 parades in the same night to support big bands. Both bands. That is absolutely true. Freeman Memorial have done it a few times, I know, here locally, and I'm sure there are loads have done it as well. Adam says we had around 120 members in parade when we joined up with our old boys after Scarva 10 years ago. I know, but that's not the same. It's not the same thing. I'm talking about the regular bands. Keith says that they started too fast. The last section was about right. Okay, thank you. It's not a tune that I know very well at all, to be honest. Give my dad, who is 84 years old, please. He is up watching with me now, Alex Balfour in Bellshill. Well, hiya, Alex. Glad to have you along with us. This is your first night watching this. I will just apologise for the rest of the maniacs who are watching with you. We're kind of used to them by now. Abuse seems to be a common thing directed towards me. But sure, what else would we be doing on Saturday night? Barbara Miller says, quality, not quantity. You are quite right, Barbara. All females know it's not the size that matters. Isn't that right, ladies? Now, last night you played who in this next spot, Lisa or Roy? Calling you Lisa.
Come lucky.
I'm like, tonight in the same spot, Lisa has got Brigton Loyalists playing here at Lark Hall Purple Heroes Parade in 2019. They are playing, Lisa tells me, this is called Sing for the Boys. Joshua says, Lisa, you are my favorite. Do you know what? Some week I'm going to pick all of these bands and put them all on the one lineup, and then I'll trump the pair of yous. Oh my goodness, had to clean my glasses there. China, I got a message from China there. China says, Balrushian are heroes and earned it. Of course they have. Absolutely fantastic. Dan Steele, ladies, did you see the tight bum on the boy in the back row when he bent over? No! How did I miss it? How did I miss that, Diane? I'll have to review the quality of our recording to and rewind it and rewatch it. That was the Brigden Noise. Look, Hodge is watching from Australia. Hiya, look, lovely to have you on board with us. He says, please be safe and take care. He cannot wait till we can travel again, so I can come and experience the 12th and as many other parades as possible. Definitely do. Look, you will absolutely love it. It's just unlike anything else that you'll ever experience. Definitely will. Gary Bryan says, fantastic experience being at a 12th demonstration. Great atmosphere. Love playing in the band for the past 30 years. Yes, it's just in the blood, absolutely in the blood. Trevor Lennon says, my late uncle always told me better to have 6 good flutes than 12 bad ones. That is totally true. Very, very true. Absolutely true. Lot of praise going on there for Ballinran. Lorraine Brown Morrow says that her favourite march, San Lorenzo. And Lorraine, of course, is a former accordionist with Ballykegel accordion band. Lorraine, we need a clip of Ballykegel. We had them on the other week, but we didn't have a video. We just had from the old LP. It wasn't even a more recent recording. And I really would love to see them again, especially, Jim McVeigh and all that there in the top end. It would be fantastic to see. So a video clip, Lorraine, definitely do. Everyone loving Pride of Ballinran there. The Roberts Goldsmiths controversial says they're not an MYD's class. Oh my goodness. Joy loves Balrushian too. Stephen says we're going to have to do another sing song, or Eddie says we're going to have to do another sing song to get back on. And Tad wants to know, is there any cat squealers on tonight? I'm not even going to justify that with a response, Tad. Stephen says, going to have to do something. We've been shoved to the bottom. Don't worry, when we get our birthdays, you'll be there. You'll be singing. Unless, maybe me and Roy, you should make a video. We should make a video singing happy birthday.
No.
Look at Roy's face. Complete artist up there. Now, next up, who did you have in this spot last night, Roy?
I think I had Ballymuckin
Yes.
Purple Guards.
You did. So Lisa's sticking in the same area tonight, and she has a little bit of Donna Money. This is them at Pride of Balmacash Parade in 2017. I was waiting on Roy playing one of our wee adverts there, but we'll get that after the next tune. So, time for a little bit of Squeaks Box, as requested by Tad Adamson. Requested, so we're going to have to play it for you. This is Corbett Accordion Band playing at their own parade in 2019. Lorraine, I'm sure you'll see somebody you know in this one. Can I just apologise to Penny? That's not the ad we were meant to play. We weren't meant to play that just as yet. I do apologise. There's a wee error, so don't worry. That's just a difference of a problem in the communication between myself and Roy. So apologies for that, Penny. We weren't meant to play it. I think a few of you need glasses. The wee guy is actually a wee girl. Yes, the cutest wee things in Corbett Accordion Band. Corbett are brilliant. They're a very small accordion band, but they go everywhere and they support so many other bands, and absolutely brilliant. And the wee girl is so cute with the pigtails. I think I'll have to get my hair in pigtails for next week. She is gorgeous, and her walking to, as we were looking at her, to her right was her Auntie Alicia, and then it was her granda on the other side of that there, and then her mummy, I think, was behind the granda. So it was a real family affair there in Corbett, which is absolutely brilliant. And they just love that band. And I think it's brilliant getting them in at that age. Mason was 2.5 when he did his first parade. Well, he did a few steps and I carried him a few steps and he did a few steps, but it still counts. It still counts. He's not doing any now right enough, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Now, Valerie, I remember asking you a question on one of your live feeds a couple of years ago. What was the town which had the most band parades? I thought Ballymoney. Can't remember what you said. I did say it possibly would be Ballymoney. So I had done an analysis on the Parades Commission figures. And the difficulty is you have to take out things. So, for instance, if you went just purely in numbers, the like of Portadown would be very, very high up the numbers. But that's because they have a Drumcree parade notification in every Sunday, right? So what you have to do is you have to filter things out like that there. And then are we talking just purely band parades, or are we talking about including Loyal Order parades? Because those two things make a difference as well. I'll actually have to go and I had asked them to give me actually 2018's figures, no, 2019's figures, which I haven't got yet. And there's very few figures for 2020, but I'll have to get them up again and refresh my memory on how many there is with or without Loyal Order parades in them. And of course, you have to have 11 bar one in for a blooming car rally. It's madness, absolutely madness. So it is. Now, where are we going to go next? Defenders of the Rock. Is this? I think it's Defenders of the Rock list below. Yeah. This is them at their own parade in 2014. Another great clip, Lisa. Very, very good picking there from Lisa. Well done indeed. Gordon Carey is watching from Crombury in Ayrshire. Joshua says solely in band parades in 2019. I would guess Ballymoney too. I'm not sure, Joshua. You instantly think of Ballymoney because it has so many, but I can remember actually being quite surprised at another town that was quite close. I'll have to get those figures out. It's 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, since I last looked at them. Now, I want you to do me a wee favour, right? So in a couple of weeks' time, believe it or not, we will be approaching 1 year of virtual band parades every Friday and Saturday night for a year, which is mental, absolutely mental. Did you realise that, Roy? It will be a year in a few weeks' time. It's crazy.
I did realise it because we were getting close. Or on show 87 tonight, so that's 13 shows away from 100 shows. And then because there was a couple of extra wee shows put in there and everything else, so I knew we'd be getting close to the year.
It's absolutely crazy, right? We never ever thought when we started this we would be sitting here a year later doing the same thing. But listen, we said at the beginning we'll be here until we're back parading as normal, and we meant it, because I know it gets me through the weekends, and hopefully it also helps you through the weekends as well. But I'm very, very conscious that we've kind of kept the same format. We've added wee bits and pieces. We've added the adverts. We've added Lisa's Friday night quiz. Eddie Turney says I've aged 10 years in the last year. You are right. The amount of abuse I get, I have aged 10 years. You see all the grey hairs up here? That's you guys are to blame, especially the Muscahounds. It's definitely the Muscahounds is to blame. No, but we've tried to bring in new wee things. Thank you, Robert. Brilliant. So, by the way, he says we've tried to bring in new wee things. We've got in adverts. We brought in Lisa's Friday night quiz, which are brilliant. I know not everybody's cup of tea, but people seem to enjoy it. And we're just trying to think of what would you like to see us do? Apart from the fact that you'd like to see us off the air because we're all parading again, but what would you like to see on us doing? You know, like
I want to do Battle of the Bands. Different bands, same tune.
How on earth would you get those clips cut? That would be an absolute
nightmare. You know, could do not a full night of it because that would take forever to get, but it's something we could probably look at doing if we come across a band playing a tune and get another band playing a tune. Doesn't make it matter. It could be Melody versus a Blood and Thunder one doing it. It could be two Blood and Thunder.
You can make that the topic in your next picks. Oh my goodness, actually trying to find those clips would be horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I wouldn't even want to start. I don't know.
Throw it out there to the audience. They can come up.
They can come up with ideas.
One person can come up with two bands. Another person can come up with two bands playing the same tune and things like that. And we could get a full night show out of it. Or
But that's just one night. I'm just thinking of, like different ways to. I'm just spitballing here. I'm just, brain dumping on you all. Because we want to keep things a wee bit fresh. We don't want to. Robert Watson says more accordions, less drumming by your sidekick. Oh my goodness, that's terrible, Robert. That's terrible. Where would I be without him? Probably a few grey hairs less, right enough, but I still would be lost without him. Absolutely. Neil says that could maybe start a lot of arguments. Country nights, Alan says. Country nights, bands playing country music. I think we did a night of that, did we not? We did bands playing pop music and all that there. Glenn says, I like a battle of the bands. Grip them like the Champions League, so we end up with a winner. David Sheridan says, have a night where all bands play in the sash.
That was 12th of July, or just after 12th of July.
Different presenters, like with John, China, and co. Maybe a video picks for a night, not the viewer picks for the night, not the video makers. Good ideas. Yeah, those are good ideas. And we know what we've already said to China, Eddie, and Stephen, and they've already agreed to come back, which is good because everyone enjoyed it. Although there one or two of you complained that we talked too much, but the whole thing about it is these are experienced band men that we had in the show, and it's nice to hear their views about things, because they've been around a while and they've seen it all.
But what I would say is, one of the ones people saying about the talking too much in between bands and everything else, that's what makes this show different than just watching a playlist off YouTube. It's the banter in between, the live interaction, the chance for people to chat. You could sit in your house and just put YouTube on and let it play all night. That would, after a while, that would just you wouldn't get anywhere. But the whole banter in between, and sometimes, especially when you get Neil on with all his history of the bands and everything else, because I think Neil does an absolutely fantastic job whenever he does his homework for about a week solid.
I don't have time to do homework. This is the most unscripted Saturn that you will ever have in your entire life, because I literally don't know what's coming out of my mouth until it comes out of my mouth. Hence, so many mistakes. Adrian came up with a good idea. Hopefully in a few weeks' time we can have a wee 55 celebrating night. Indeed. Pride of Knockmore Flip Band Lisburn have put in their 11-bar-1 and have changed to all bands welcome second Friday night in May. Okay, let me see. Made to Parade night featuring the bands that's been in the pocket. There's a good idea, Glenn. We could definitely have one of those. David Sheridan says another Scottish night. I had Lisa and is it Glenn? No, it's not Glenn. Gary. They were going to look up another Scottish night for us, so we definitely have that. Denise, what about a counties night? What do you mean by that there, where all the bands under from one particular county? Good idea, yeah. Call it Under the Bridge at Cumber. Somebody did suggest actually an Under the Bridge at Glasgow, the Glasgow parade. But the only problem I have with that is you only get a wee tiny clip of the band. You don't ever get a full tune. So you would need to show almost like the full parade coming through. And then it can also maybe show in a bad light at times, with the crowd and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. And I have to admit that I'm the idea of a competition, I don't like the idea of putting bands against the others, winners and losers. I think Muriel should do a guest spot and tell us all about young Valerie. You do not want to know, trust me.
I reckon that would be a fantastic. It would be an absolutely awesome, just like we did for your birthday whenever I got all the wee old video clips.
My mum says you really don't want to hear that. She's not very politically correct. Keith, an HM Armed Forces night. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Let me see. Selection of 5 videos from indoor concerts. Then we vote on them at the end of the night. No, I don't like things where we're voting winners and losers. No, I just don't like that. That's not the ethos behind us here. I'm happy the idea of counties night. Some really good ideas there. Keep them coming. So we've got our next band up. This will keep Amanda Adamson happy because it's a pipe band. It is the Battlefield Pipe Band playing at the Ulster Championships in 2016. I don't think we've had the Battlefield Pipe Band.
Not Battlefield.
Did I say Battlefield?
Yeah.
3. See, totally unscripted. Battle Hill pipe band. I don't think they've had them on before, but enjoy them now that we have them on. Bring it there from Battlefield Band. Battle Hill Band, not Battlefield, Battle Hill, Battle Hill. Some great ideas coming in. Let's just talk about the pipe band first. Glenn Miller says he loves the tenor drummers gliding the plane, saying, I want to be a tenor drummer. I think I would have myself knocked out half a dozen times before you get the parade, but I think I could do that. I definitely do.
Well, we do have a question regarding pipe bands from one of our viewers. One of our viewers wants to know, has a pipe band ever bust a skin?
Our viewer being John China. Very good question. I can't imagine that they ever have. Fluffy sticks, are they not? Yes. Now, my mum asked, why do pipe bands form a circle and not stay in the rows like everyone else? Right. This is just my theory. This could be complete and utter rubbish, but this is just my idea. Somebody who knows pipe bands can maybe tell us more. They're obviously competing there. And of course, with the pipes, the sound comes out the drones, which is why you always see them tuning. Remember last night we saw them tuning the drones. So in order to get the best sound, you need your drums come out your drones at your adjudicator. So the adjudicator walks around the outside of the circle, and therefore it's getting the best sound from the drones. Because if they were all up with their normal lines, the drones are all pointing towards the back of the band, the adjudicator wouldn't get in. And the pipe band contests, I know that they're really, they're listening for toning, their intonation, the grace marks, all of that, or grace notes, all that kind of stuff with the pipe bands. So that's my theory. It could be completely wrong. Completely wrong, but that's my theory. Somebody who knows about pipe bands, please tell me, because that's just
sounds like a good theory.
Sounds like a good theory. It sounds sensible, doesn't it? Really, really does. Sounds sensible.
Strange for you.
Why can bass drummers and pipe bands not stand at pace? Again, the timing's really important in those pipe band contest march. Oh, Barbara says I'm correct. Yay, I was right. I was just an uneducated guess, Barbara, because I didn't know. I really didn't know. Why do they not? Bass band drummers and pipe bands, speed is, their tempo is really, really important, because if you listen to their sets, they always start off with a strathspey, and then they go into march, and then they go into a reel, which of course, as you know, is a 6/8, a 4/4, and a strathspey. It could be like a 2/4, 6/8, or 9/8, or something like that there. But it's very, very important, those time changes in between those tunes, and they do it so slickly and so smoothly, you probably don't even notice those three different types of music. Pipe bands used to contest in Ulster Hall, says Keith. They did. Hans Johnson said, my brother almost bust a hide once, but it was over the pipe major's head. Very good, Hans. Oh, James and Margaret and Caroline all say that I'm right. Oh, thank you. It was a totally uneducated guess. It was just what made sense to me, and what makes sense to me doesn't always make sense, full stop. Tom McDowell says, you never see a pipe band in Belfast parade nowadays. Pipe bands don't tend to parade that much, full stop, Tom. You see the odd one here, particularly the cancer researchers around this area, but not as much as we should. Counties Night was a good suggestion put in by someone. Who was it? Who suggested a Counties Night? Billy McDonald. One from each county, and then repeat. So you would have 6 accordion bands, one from each county, and that kind of stuff. That's a good idea. Yeah, like that idea at all. Glenn suggests that solo performance is good. Also, pipe drummers or drum statics from across all the genres. We've had quite a few drum statics, because I like watching the drum statics, I have to say. The Top Secret drum corps and people like that there. I think they're all really, really good. A night of clips of bands playing at the Ulster Hall throughout the years of the Festival of Bands. All varieties of band playing their best on stage. The difficulty is not all of the years are, Gavin, not all of the years are actually on YouTube, because I think the first year or so isn't on YouTube. Not sure. But if we could get them all, I don't see why not. Annabelle says, if Fuel picks of pipe bands, if you want to see them, yes, send them in. I'm going to get that, the queue lined up again with all the things. Miriam says her dad played tenor drummer in the 29th Old Boys. Trevor says most pipe bands are contest bands, not street bands. He was in a pipe band for years. Joshua says, could we have a Belfast Tattoo night? Maybe an idea. So many of our local pipes have taken part in Excuses from Multi-Bands, plenty of YouTube videos. Some of the YouTube videos aren't really great quality, though. Pipe major is the only one lifting his legs to get the tune chanting. Yes, that's correct. He's setting the tempo. The pipe major, you always see him as lifting his right foot, and he's setting the tempo. And you'll see he does it like for a couple of bars, and then the next thing, the 3-beat rolls or 2-beat rolls or whatever you call. China got banned for putting up a pic of a flag, probably we doll getting revenge. Well, exactly. We dolls have rights too. We dolls can carry flags too. More bands from England and Scotland, says Tommy Lloyd. We do try and get a mix in. We try, and like there's always Scottish bands in among the bands from Ulster, and we do every week try and get a couple of bands from England. And I'm just running down Lisa's list here. Oh, we don't have one from England tonight. But we normally try and get at least one.
I had a band from England in my lineup last night.
Ah, aren't you the boy? You'll be some pup when your tail grows. We are going next to Shankill Star Flute Band. This is them playing at the opening of the Ulster Tower mural on the Shankill. All I've got is the 31st of July. I don't know what year. Sorry. So this is Shankill Star Flute Band. Another great pick by Lisa. Brilliant there. Shankle Star with a lot of skinny young boys. And then we had Fight Accordion. And as Jennifer quite rightly says, it was their anniversary period. I was trying to remember, Jennifer, what year was it? Was it 50, 60, or 70? We couldn't remember. I think it might have been 50. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Completely wrong. And the reason that they have 3 drum majors is because if you look at the very back of the band, they had their old boys band joined in with them there. They were all in white shirts. And those are 3 drum majors who have led them over the years and still able to lead them. So that's why they had the 3. The ideas the ideas of why they have 3 drum majors are hilarious. These lot are mad, absolutely mad. A night at the Somme would be great. Keith, that's a good idea, actually. We could have a night at the Somme. Well, you'd have to mix it, bands parading, like from Thiepval to Ulster Tower, because if you were doing just at Meningate, it would be quite a lot of slow ones, because obviously where it is and the ceremony, they're usually very slow.
That already.
But we did a lot of ones. We did a kind of night at the Somme for the 1st of July, didn't we? Yeah, but there's no harm in it again. Absolutely no harm doing it again. Let me see. There was another wee idea there as well. Ian Scott said that the bass drummer in Shankle Star is a perfect example of All on the Wrist. Best example of a perfect bass drummer will always be the clip of Gringar's Thistle. We had it on a couple of weeks ago. It's still the best ever. Absolutely. Through the decades night, seeing how the bands have changed. We do. Well, funny, we haven't done an oldies night in a while. We haven't done one. We can maybe do one after the viewers weekend. I'll have to write that in the diary.
Neil and I did an oldies night.
Yeah, you did one last weekend.
No,
was that the night I wasn't? I was off.
You were off. It was an oldies. That was the closing of the gate ceremony or night.
Yes, that's right. We did an oldies. Yes. We'll have to get an oldies. We'll get an oldies night going again in February. Bands back in the day. Yeah, that's a good idea. Indoor concert nights. Not a bad idea neither. Though we do usually sort of like swap them about. We've had a couple of indoor concert ones tonight. Glenn says a ticket given NI Centenary episode planned. Of course, Glenn. You know us far too well. It's May, so I have plenty of time to be thinking of that. It just bothers me to think to next weekend, to be quite honest. Now, where are we going next? We're going to
we've got another suggestion in.
Oh,
we could have a Protestant Boys East Belfast and East Belfast Protestant Boys, 2 bands, same name. Never guess where that's from.
I wonder who that was from. China did send me a PM suggesting put nothing but the Prod Boys on for a night and see how many tune in, because they've all got big heads. Get the Musket Hounds on. The Musket Hounds. The Musket Hounds are coming back. We just haven't got a date yet, to set a date aside. There was another one there. A sing-along. Linda would like another sing-along. We sing-along night. What kind of sing-along? Are we talking an orange sing-along or the slightly wider remit of sing-along that we did? We did it just before Christmas, didn't we? Did a wee sing-along night. ABOD night, Morris Work says. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Good idea. Yeah, some great ideas coming in. But if there's anything, if there's a regular feature or anything you would like us to add to the show, I can't really think of anything. Lisa's quiz is brilliant every Friday night. Can't think of anything more that we would add. But if you have any ideas along those lines, throw her in there. Absolutely do. Now we're going to.
If we could manage it, I don't know how it would work with chat, but a pixelized picture of a band, and you have to guess the band from a pixelized picture, and then maybe it sort of unpixelates a little bit.
We'll have to look into that. Definitely will. Lots of great suggestions for bands coming in there. Ochre and Rose of Derry. Margaret Ritchie suggested that. Brian Reid wants any band from Cookstown. Just any band at all. Remember, keep an eye next week's viewers. So what we've done is we've added every month. We're going to just do the full weekend, your requests, okay? We'll maybe look towards catchphrase for a band tune. Catchphrase for band tune. There's a good idea. Catchphrase for band tune. Name that tune. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Now, we're going to go Kilkeel for our next band. This is Ballyvey Flute Band, playing at the Covent Parade in 2012. In a couple of tunes, we will do our birthdays to get the Three Muskehounds, keep them happy, keep them singing, and we will so start sending in your birthdays, of course. And yes, Mummy, yours is on the list. This is Ballyvey in 2012. Loads of you enjoying the bass drummer there, and I'm just sitting here thinking, of course, Balrushian do the same style over the drum, and I'm just wondering, right? So when you think of the bands who do that, so you've got Balrushian, you have got Ballyvey, Curran do it. What other bands do that? What other bands do it over the drum? And the reason that I'm wondering is the ones that I can think of who do it are all older bands in that they have a long, long history. And does that mean that the newer bands, the Blood and Thunder bands who were all started in the 70s and 80s, found it too difficult that they couldn't do it? Because when you listen to the drums that he was doing, he was actually, you know, he was doing more of a rhythm than just the tempo, just the main beat. So does that mean, you know, like, I would imagine that's harder to do than, you know, just when you say Blood and Thunder band, just bang, bang with both hands. It's just like, there's no musicality to it. So Drum na Glock, that's the one I was thinking of, Denise. Thank you for that. Is that, you know, like, I mean, that would be more musically skillful, you know, the double beats and all that kind of stuff. Nick does that in the bass as well, says Tommy. So is that why that the Blood and Thunder bands don't do that then? That's an interesting one. Moneymore 94 says Caroline. Good one, good one, good one. Joy Collins says she took Joshua to that parade in Belfast who never got off the chair for 4 hours. The other thing Clock Accordion did it many years ago. Glenweary did it. Glenlochan. What about charity night? They missed out so much all the year and split the money over some charities. Good idea. Yeah. Well, we did our charity night for cancer research. And then we sort of messed up the total number, which doesn't help. But we did raise. I think I announced it one night. We raised almost £300, which was really, really good. We were really delighted with that. There seems to have been the money has gone into like a mixed fund, a lot of it, so we know they definitely raised around £300. I'm not too sure what else there was on that there, which was really, really disappointing because it's not the way I wanted it to be. Miles says you need a corset arms for the bass we used to play to tackle that. True enough, Miles. And do you remember Big Bertha, Hegel's big drum? Massive great drum. Yeah, no, drums like that there. You definitely couldn't do it. You would need arms of a gorilla to do that one. Yes, the other thing I was going to suggest was what we're going to do in a few weeks' time, a first weekend in March, actually. We are going to do first weekend March. Lisburn Young Defenders would normally have done their Blood and Thunder night. So Ian McAllister's been in touch and asked if we would do a night on virtual band parades of bands that would have competed at their Blood and Thunder nights over the years. And of course, we're only too delighted to do so. But if other bands would have been having concerts or indoors or Battle of the Bands or anything like that there, definitely get in touch and we'll try and do something on the nights that you would have done it. During the parade season, because there would always been about like 2 or 3 parades on the same night, we were always mentioning the bands, but you know, like for whether we've only been one indoor, we're more than delighted to have an indoor for each new. And then we'll leave it out with a few accordions and brass and silver and all that kind of stuff, so that we're just, you know, trying to please everyone. Now, next band up is Pride of the North Glasgow. I've had no more birthdays in. Send me your birthdays while Pride of the North are playing. Or is my mum going to get the 3 Muskehounds singing solely to her? Is that what it is? This is Pride of the North Glasgow playing at Derry Day in 2013. Superb there. Pride of the North playing Brooklyn Bell. Brilliant. Now, we're going to move to Blood and Thunder here. We're going down to Newry. This is South Down Defenders before their own parade. Not yet. Do it after this one. Yeah. We're going to go to South Down Defenders down in Newry at their own parade in 2019. And we'll do the birthdays after. Brilliant there. So, birthdays. First of all, well, I'll leave the best to last. Okay. So tonight I want to wish a happy birthday to Ian Thompson Sr., who is in Oma, and that is from Robert Goldsmith. Happy birthday to you. Now, for Wednesday, I don't know whether I believe these first two or not, but remember, guys, I am on both of your Facebook pages, so it'll tell me if you've lied to me or not. But Glenn Miller is celebrating his birthday on Wednesday, of course, Made to Parade podcast, and Stephen Feely, one of the Muska Hounds, says that it's his birthday on Wednesday. I'm not sure. John Baird will be 39 on Wednesday. John's from Ballycarry, and that comes from your mother-in-law, Annabelle Kinnear. Well, she said son-in-law, so I'm taking that should have been son-in-law. So that is to the three of you, all for Wednesday. So John, Glenn, Stephen, hope you have a mad day on Wednesday and enjoy yourself. And then, of course, we have my wonderful mother, as I described her on my Facebook post this morning. She is the sun around which all the rest of us planets orbit. She is the rock of our family, and we will be lost without her. So love you, Mum, and happy birthday for today. Big 75, not looking at all, and hope you had a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow for lunch. We'll not say how many is going to be there, but happy birthday to you all, but especially Mum.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the forum. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you all. Now, I know it is 10 o'clock, but stick with us. We probably have another 15, 20 minutes of great bands still to come. We ran over last night with Roy, so it's only fair we do the same number tonight with Lisa's. So stick with us. You're getting your wishes. You always say to run on for longer, and we're doing it. We're absolutely doing it. So this is the next silver band. This is Ruchan Silver Band with a soloist as well, Norman Donaldson, and they're playing I See the Light from Lisa's child's favourite movie, Tangled. Absolutely brilliant picking, Lisa. That was lovely. I've never heard that before, but it was absolutely excellent. And lots of people agree. Although Trevor thinks the conductor would maybe look better in a mini skirt. You're obsessed, Trevor. You're obsessed. Absolutely brilliant. Stephen McKinney made a really appropriate comment there. He said it before. We are blessed with great musicians. We absolutely are. Even just tonight, when you look at the styles and the musicianship that has been displayed, absolutely fantastic. James says he was near asleep. It's not everybody's choice. Listen, some people would thank you for Blood and Thunder the whole night. Some people wouldn't thank you for accordion the whole night. Some people wouldn't thank you for brass the whole night. But it is such a nice mix. And I always love, when I'm watching a parade, I love to get mixtures of genres. Because if you stand and listen to Blood and Thunder the whole night, your ear kind of becomes less sensitive to it. Whereas a nice musical genre change and hearing an accordion or pipe or brass or whatever, mixing in gives your ear a different sound, and it's really nice to get those differences. So that's why we always try to have the differences in there. Norman is on himself. Congratulations, Norman. That was wonderful playing. As you can see, everyone really, really loved it. Now, we're going to move to, I have to say, one of my favourite melody bands. And it's not just because David is on watching and Victoria. It is because they genuinely are one of my favourite. I walked behind them at a parade in Belfast, one of the centenary parades in Belfast. Excellent. Steady tempo. Really, really good. This is Shangle Road Defenders.
And Stephen, this is where I played Miller last night.
This is Shangle Road Defenders playing at the Carrick Pageant Parade in 2019. David, hope you enjoy this. Absolutely brilliant there. absolutely love that. I've never heard that before. What's in Tide? Really, really nice and excellently played there by Cor Crane. Really, really lovely. The middle one, the middle one of them is part of an accordion secret selection. And I'm sitting here trying to think which one it was, but I can't remember. Anyway, and then of course before that we had Shangle Road Defenders. Victoria was very happy to see because hubby David is in them, of course, and two good friends of mine, Eddie and Davy, who are complete head the balls. And I still slag about the fact that when Brunswick were playing in the Ulster Hall and Shangle Road Defenders were sitting up behind them, they never shut up the whole way through. And that is just typical because the three of us attended a course held by the Orange Order one time, and they chittered the whole way through the university lectures. They were deadly and kept looking for me to do their homeworks for them. Needless to say, that didn't happen. Now, in the slot last night, Mr. McPeak there played East Belfast Protestant Boys. So Lisa's pick for the same spot is, of course, hubby's band. Of course, that's the reason why she has it in here. Hubby's band, Gertrude Starr, and this is them playing at Ballinhinch Protestant Boys. Now, the really interesting thing is that China sent me a message going, get the Gert on, and he sent Lisa a message going, no Gert, please. So you're going to have to make up your mind, China.
And he
But
sent me a message saying, tell me what time the Gert's on so I can take the dog for a walk.
This is Gertrude Starr playing at Ballinhinch Protestant Boys Parade in 2017. Absolutely brilliant. Chris showing his stuff there out at the front of the band. Just hold on, there's someone I need to get rid of there because we will definitely not be playing Grace at all, ever. It's as simple as that. Now, where are we going to go next? Time for another accordion band. Chris, of course, out there giving it Dixie, as some of them said, you know, one of the best drum majors for Blood and Thunder. Absolutely superb. Really, really good. And Lisa didn't even pick one of her own clips of hubby, which was really, really nice of her. She picked one of Neil's clips. Next up, time for an accordion band. This is a really, really great accordion band.
Do you know why that is? Because Lisa sees enough of him at home without having to take videos of him when he's out.
That's terrible. That is terrible. Don't you listen to him at all, Lisa.
And it's probably Chris picked that clip because it's right in front of him. There's not very many other clips. Most other ones sort of pan around the band. That one stayed on Chris the whole way through.
And Chris and Lisa, we need you on here in the show some night to defend yourselves. Listen to the slander from that man. Now, the next band up, an accordion band, absolutely brilliant accordion bands. This is Edgarstown Accordion. I have no details of where the clip is, but I'm sure it's a good one. Andy can hopefully answer this for me. There's two in the band, and I'm almost sure they used to be in Pride of the Birches. The guy second on the right-hand side and the outside, and the lady in from him. I'm almost sure they both played bass on the back row of Pride of the Birches. Almost sure I recognise them. Can't even remember their names, but I'm almost sure I recognise Pride of the Birches. Now, next up in Lisa's picks, and I have to say she has been on cracking form the whole night, and we've only got two left, so I can't see either of these being out of the way or incorrect. Well, am I right, Adam? Thank you. Good. Thought it was. Because I used to, they both of them played bass and they were beside each other, and you always used to amuse me that the way the bellows was always exactly the same. And there was two ladies, Ken Stewart, actually, your good lady, Vianne, and one of the other bass players were the same in Carntall. And there's a video of them where they come down the bottom of Eastermead and they turn left to go onto Charlotte Street. And the two ladies are in the back row, and all you see is the bass ends, the accordions, and they're both perfectly in time together. And it just takes me to the fair. I love seeing it. Absolutely love seeing it. Now, next band up, another fantastic pick by Lisa. This is Believe Flute Band playing at the Ballymena Corps of Drums Melody Day in 2019. Brilliant there from Bally. Davy Logan saying that Darryl and I would go well with the music in front of it. Indeed you would do. And to be quite honest, if you do want to challenge yourselves, there's no reason why you couldn't go along to a band like Bailey. I'm sure they would be only too delighted to have you come along and in their ranks whenever your own band's not out, or concerts and stuff like that there. You should always be trying to try something a little bit harder. Not too hard. Like I'm not talking about Kirk Crane standard or anything like that. Try something a little bit harder because it always makes you better. Definitely. Nothing wrong with improving. Now, up to our last band of the night. This is Monkstown YCV playing at the Liverpool Volunteers Memorial in 2020. Just on behalf of, I would like to say thank you to Lisa for choosing of the clips. I mean, they've been fantastic. I couldn't choose between the clips that she chose this evening and Roy's clips last night. Thank you for choosing the clips last night as well, Roy. 2 fantastic night of music. I don't think we could fault either of them or fault the choices in any way. 2 brilliant nights of music. I'd say they're even. Wouldn't you guys say they're definitely even? Absolutely brilliant night, and hope you both enjoyed it. Now, next week, as I said, Viewers Request Night. Make sure and keep an eye on the forum for the post. It will only be comments on that post. PMs, as I said, pigeon posts, snail mail, nothing will get through unless they're on that comment, okay? So if you've already sent the PMs, they're going to be ignored. I'm not going to do them on the list. In the meantime, make sure you join us next Friday night. We will be back as always at 8 o'clock. And this is Monkstown Flute Band finishing us off tonight. And until next Friday night, you all know what I'm going to say. Keep the flutes to the myth, boys, for they're coming to the tune.
It was when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay. Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a feu de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full there's nothing can surpass. There's naught expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.